Okay, hi everyone, welcome to video 27. A bit different this time. There's not a lot left to do on the Mayflower, well there is, but it's all repetitive stuff again. So today I'm just going to do a little bit, and that is the pin rails that I made at the end of the last video. I've put one in, but because they take a little bit of strain with the rigging, not a lot obviously, but a little bit. So I've put that one in, but I just wanted to show you how I do it rather than just sticking them to the deck. And what I do is get it in front of the camera, just drill a hole in the end, just mind your fingers. So I'll do this bit and then I'm going to show you the tools that I use, because unlike a lot of people I don't have a workshop. I wish I had a spare room in the house. So I've got a garage, but it's not attached to the house. I haven't got power unless I put a long extension lead out. So it's the tools that I use for basically working off the dining room table. I know a lot of people work off the kitchen table or the dining room table that don't have workshops, but some have workshops. Lucky people. And then after that I have some news. So you just need to drill this in just a little ways, not too far. About 4 or 5 mil, that's it. That'll do to show you anyway. Just make sure you start off slow so you get it in the middle and it stays in the middle, otherwise they do have a tendency to wander off. And then you end up with holding your thumb. You can use electric one if you want, but I don't suggest you hold it in your fingers. I could have got my electric drill out, I suppose, but it's just for these two, so I'm not going to bother. That'll do for this anyway. So you just got a couple of little holes in the bottom, and then take a couple of the these are the planking pins that are left over from previous models. You can see that. Yep. And just cut the head off. Another one. Light the window. Right, and then good old super glue. And a cocktail stick. Or a needle or something similar. You just want a little drip. And then put the blunt end in. Just a little drip on each. and drop the blunt end in. So small you can nearly get hold of them. Come on. There we go, I haven't really drilled them deep enough. Try and get them upright. Which of course that isn't. It is now. There we go. Get them as upright as you can. Just let them set for a second or two. Put the top back on the glue. There we go, that'll do. And then we're going to film this. Try putting the camera the other side. There we go. So then, just need to put it in place roughly, well, not roughly, bang on where it's going to go. So I haven't measured this or anything, but once, make sure it's in the centre, and then just press down. Just to make an impression. You can just about see. And then drill a hole. Like that. Dry fit, just to check. Perfect. And then super glue. Bear with me a minute because I've just noticed one of these legs has come loose. Okay, and then try and get this in camera. Bit of super glue on the pins. Just a little blob. Let it run up to the wood. That's it. There we go. So that's it on there. That's your pin rails in. One there. One there. If you weren't watching the last one, it's because I'm not taking this. Those aren't actually on the model. They're probably on the real thing, but I'm not taking the halyards from the topsails into the crow's nest, which is what it shows you on the plans. There's a stupid little thing here connecting here somewhere. I'm not doing that. I'm taking them right down to the deck, which is where I believe they would have been on the real ship. And looking at the, as I said in the last video, on the replica, from what I can see, that's where they go. So that's where they're going here. Okay, right. So if you're working from a table, I'll just run through quickly what I have, which is a lovely toolbox, McAllister B&Q Special, present from my wife, and it is perfect for this job, absolutely perfect. The top opens up just like a old-fashioned type cantilever toolbox, and what I've got in here is the stuff I use most of the time, and all the small stuff, selection of knives, box of 1,000 cocktail sticks, go through those like nobody's business, set of sanding stones, I don't know why I've got that in there, spiral drills, but it's absolutely rubbish, some thin masking tape, which I use from time to time. I also have rigging tools. I would advise you get some of these for doing the rigging. They come in very useful in conjunction with your tweezers. There's that type. I think I've shown these before, I think. And there's that type there. That one for pushing. Got that on that end, and they both have hooks on the other end. Very, very useful. Paintbrush. In the bottom here, a selection of bands when you're building the holes. A planking tool, bending tool. There I have my needle saw and mortise block. I also have a set of compasses and dividers in the bottom there. And I have recently acquired, you may have seen one of the other videos, my nice thin scissors. Really good for rigging, getting really tight and close with them. They're actually nail and cuticle scissors. I can maybe put some of the links in below this video for you to get these. They're all bargain stuff. I've got some old long nose pliers there and some cutters. Also have a small spirit level in the bottom there. And then I've got on the other side there, I've got my magnetic nail punch. I don't know if you've used one of those before. That's with these little nails, the ones I use just to put that pin rail in. You just slot them into the end of there, and there's a magnet holds them in, and then you just push it against the side of the model when you're planking. Just push it and pushes the nail in. Useful. I've got drill bits in there. I also have another set of drill bits here, the micro box. They're nearly all gone actually, I need to get some more. From 0.3 of a millimetre to 1.6. Tiny little drills. pins. Need some more of those as well. They get bent and broken. Need to get another set of those. Some rigging line in there, don't know what that's doing in there, in the wrong place. And again for the rigging, beeswax. If you're using normal thread that they send you with the models, you will need this. I'm not sure if you saw how I did some of the rigging on, well, if you haven't seen how I did some of the rigging on here, on the Mayflower. You run the thread through here and then very quickly just run it through a flame. It is very quickly as well, and it gets rid of all the little fraying edges, so it looks more realistic. Again, at the bottom of there, masses of clips, big selection of clips down there, and I've got my more delicate pliers in here, round ones, half round, half flat, little pair of snips. I even have some nail clippers, coming useful. And what's missing? Oh, my little hand drill, which I use all the time. Goes in there. And my set of tweezers. I'll put a link below for these as well. These are brilliant. Full set of tweezers to help with the rigging or putting any small parts on. And my very small cutters as well. They go in there. That's all that. Again, the toolbox. Opens up again at the sides and the top lifts off. And then I've got my magnifying glasses, which I use all the time. There is about, I think there's six different strengths of lens. You just clip them on. And there's a little light. There's a light in the top as well, a little battery powered light. There we go. Brilliant. Really work well those. Well impressed with those. My spray starch, seen me doing the sales with that. Lots of old yogurt pots for mixing glues. Some glass ones. I can't remember the name of it now. Goo desserts. You get 2 in a pack for about £3, I think. They're not cheap, but they are nice. And then you get these little glass jars. Very useful. Paintbrushes, various sorts of paintbrushes here. I've got another box of paintbrushes as well that I use, going down to really fine ones that I got from China. It's supposed to be foxhair, but I'm not sure whether it is. Emery boards, some very fine sanding. Oh, I missed the files, didn't I, in the top box? Did I? Yeah, over there. Full set of rat tail files, all different shapes and sizes. Yeah, that's the spray starch for the sails. More masking tape. I've got my PVA glue. I've got 2-pack epoxy glue. Various bits of sandpaper. And I've got my aging fluid for the brass work. More mixing pots. I've got a tub of the Model Light filler. It really is light, this stuff. When you put it in, it doesn't seem like it's going to do the job, but when it dries, it's really good. You need to put a bit of water with it sometimes. It goes a bit dry, but I don't want to open it. It's a bit powdery. Really good stuff. That's that. And then I've got a couple of tins of wood varnish, different shades. That's everything in there. And then this opens up at the front. If you undo it, that is. More clips. That opens up. and this bit comes out. And then at the bottom I've got my bigger stuff. So I've got, well, since I've been in here, what have I got? Oh, that's the white satin I used for the bottom of the Mayflower. Paint on the bottom there. That was that. That's good stuff. Primer. More wood dye. That's clear varnish, that one. I've got a complete set of sanding wheels. You go through loads of those. I've got a complete box. Don't think I'll need to buy them ever again. I'll fasten that up later. And then right in the bottom I've got a little tiny hammer that I use for pinning, a steel rule. That's where my steel rule is. I was blaming my wife and stepdaughter for pinching my new steel rule. And it's there. Apology in order. A pair of scissors, big pair of scissors in there. And my electric drill. A bit more sandpaper. That's it. That's everything. Pretty much everything. I have another plastic tub that's got all bits and pieces left over from other models and offcuts and what have you. But really that's it. So if you're a table modeler like me, that's pretty much gone through the basics of what you'll need. I can't think that I have anything else. Let's just see what there is. Yeah. You will end up with a load of bits and pieces of left over from different models and what have you, but you just put them in a big box, they'll usually come in for something. The other news is, looking at the Mayflower, is that, well, next week I'll be concentrating on the running rigging. I've got one sail left to stitch, and I've got 2 sails to dye and starch, and then it'll all be running rigging, which will be, I'll probably spend about a week doing that. I can't say there's been much more time on it then. So the good news is that I have now ordered Bluenose. So Bluenose is on the way. I think it says probably 8. I think it says about 8 days delivery. It's coming from China. Yeah, I'll put a link below for that as well if anybody wants to get the Bluenose. If you're new to modelling, I don't advise it. It's not one to start on really. But for anybody who wants to do it, I'll put a link. And you can build along. And that's it really. That was the good news. That after all these weeks of promising to get Bluenose, I have finally gone and ordered it. So it may be here for the video next week, but if not, it'll be the week after. And we'll be back to doing weekly videos, because I'll have more to show you. Can't wait to get started on that. It looks really good. It looks quality build as well. There's some real good wood involved with it. So I will see you next week. Bye for now.